Okay, so I want to take a look at the arm lock attempt from Xande versus Dean Lister, and this actually kind of elicits a sense of nostalgia for me because I remember watching this live when it happened, and also I remember this just being one of those anomalies I just did not understand for a very long time with grappling, where I had seen it, I understood kind of what happened, but I was just amazed that that Dean's arm did not break. And I think that it took a while for me to kind of understand the angling to see why it was that Dean's arm didn't break in this situation, and also kind of understand what was going on in order for the situation to happen, because it happened very quickly and it is very entertaining. So we'll take a look at what goes on. Again, this kind of backstep pass that Xande's in, he's going to collect this Kimura and he's going to look to do a sacrifice throw. So we'll take a look at how that happens. He collects the Kimura, he starts ripping on it, gets his foot cleared, but he keeps his foot in the middle so he can do the sacrifice throw, and then he comes and whips around. Now, this is phenomenally athletic. And I want to make that very clear that this is not an easy thing to do. When he throws Dean over and then he whips himself up, he is making a very strong body connection with his upper body to Dean's arm. And then he's using that strong connection to whip the entirety of the lower half of his body around in a circle in order to attach to that armbar while maintaining hip height in order to keep the hips in the armpit. Because as we've talked about before in other videos, maintaining hips in the armpit is the most important thing for an armbar, much more important than having just having the control of the arm in general, right? So right here, of course, Xande has control of the arm, but there's no armbar because the hips aren't in the armpit. He's gonna change that here in a second as he whips around. So you see this right here, we pause. Now Xande right here is obviously looking to come up on top of Dean Lister, maybe into a side control and then transition to either head mount or just look for the side control Kimura. Dean's going to hit his knees really fast, as he should, and then that's where this conversion is going to happen. So right here, he has that great arm control right at this moment. I'm not sure why there's like an image kind of phasing over the top of it, but I think it's because the camera angle is changing. But if we can see here, arms extended right here, has the Kimura grip in that section, and then the legs right here, there's a big distance between the hip and the back, but there's going to be a big whip around here from the hips, and he's going to bring this leg all the way over the face of Dean Lister. It's a very hard thing to do, a lot of core strength involved in that. Very impressive that Xande can do it. So he whips himself around, gets to here, and then immediately falls to his left hip, which is the right thing to do, because if he falls to his right hip, he's going to give Dean a lot of space to sit up, right? So falling to the right hip, which is what happened last time with Xande and Dean in this match, where Xande could not get close to finishing the armbar. Dean was able to raise his head up, get posture, and then it's going to be much more difficult for Xande to finish the armbar because Dean can stack him and apply pressure. Whereas in this situation, when Xande hits his left hip on the armbar, again, hitting the left hip given that the armbar is attempted on the right arm, means that Dean's head is going to be planted much more into the mat, and Xande is going to be able to use his right leg in order to kick the hips away and try to free the arm, both to try to look for a Kimura, possibly an Ultra Kimura, or also just to revert over for the armbar. So now he may even try to flip this foot inside in order to try to gain a little bit better angle on the armbar, because right now there isn't a good angle for a break, but there is good balancing angle. So we'll take a look at his decision making. He does flip his foot inside, and then he's going to roll back up here to the top. Now again, from this spot right here, this is where Dean got out the first time. You can see the posture, right, that Dean has in his head. So when Dean starts regaining posture, and he's got this lock right here, it's going to be harder for Xande to finish. So Xande, what he's going to do is he's going to take a grab at the leg, and then he's going to re-roll in order to fix the posture. So he goes again to the side, grabs the leg, rolls him over. Beautiful. Now, the only reason that Xande allowed Dean to posture up was to grab the leg and create more momentum for the rollover. And then from here, he's going to take a look to take that arm home, right? So he's going to try to pop the elbow off. He's going to try to keep Dean on the floor. And then he's going to take a look for that arm. And so we'll come back in the next video and we'll take a look at how this is finished. But the entry, absolutely beautiful on Xande's part.